Okay, welcome back.
Thank you.
So,
Sri
as
Matre Namaha.
Sri Matre Namaha. As I'm learning Lalita Sahasranama, so one thing which is imprinted in my mind is the concept of Shakti Sena. The second part of it. The first we discussed in the first episode about her physical appearance and the physical beauty. As it progresses, it also talks about the army that she commands. Ma Lalita, the army that she commands, and that Sena is called as Shakti Sena. I mean, I'm like completely stunned at the concept of the Shakti Sena itself in 2 days. If people say a lot of things about our culture, about Sanatana Dharma, that it is patriarchal, that this and all that stuff, and the modern day misplaced feminism or the feminist who just call out just to push their agenda and stuff like that. They have to learn this. They have to know this. That there was this thought of Shakti Sena, who is like a all-out women army. This is the concept, Shakti Sena. And who are they fighting? They are fighting asura called Bhandasura. And why Bhandasura has to be killed? To establish Dharma. This was an all-women team at that time. And this concept was probably, you can even think of, just for the tangible mind to think of it, this was thought 5,000 years ago. Right? This thought was there. So today, when that gender fights happen, who is big, who is small, and all that, that's like completely, this takes you out of the park. That this concept was there in our scriptures. So I want to know more details about the Shakti Sena.
Shakti Sena, actually, in the storyline, Shakti Sena is supposed to be the army of Lalita Tripurasundari, who comes to wage a war against Bhandasura, kill him. So the Shakti Sena is all woman warrior goddesses. Now she brings out that Sena from the weapons that she holds. So she has 4 main warrior goddesses: Sampatkari, Ashwaruda, Mantrini, and Varahi.
So these are like the commander-in-chiefs?
Yeah, there is, in any war, if you see, there is a horse battalion, there is a elephant battalion, there is a chariot battalion, there is a foot soldiers. So like that, when you say Ashwaruda, she is the horse battalion chief. When you say Sampatkari, she is the
elephant.
No, Ashwaruda is the horse battalion. Sampatkari is the elephant battalion. And then you have Mantrini and Dandanatha. Mantrini is the minister of Lalita Tripurasundari. She is the Senadipati. Then you have the Varahi, who is the most fierce warrior goddess, who is also called as Dandanatha. And she is the commander-in-chief of the Sena of Lalita Tripurasundari. You said that, today's people are, talking about patriarchy, talking about... So it is like when somebody says all of this, my take here is that you are actually conflicting within yourself. When you talk about the entire Shakti Sena, when you say Shiva Shakti, the entire Lalita Sahasranama is all about Shiva and Shakti coming together. You find in Sri Vidya also we talk about Shiva Shakti coming together. And if you see in the subtlest form of Ma Lalita Tripurasundari, it is understood that she is within the human body. If you see, she is in the 6 chakras within our body, she is present. So from the time a child is born, from then on till the death stage, and even between the death and the rebirth stage, the Shakti is present. Now if you take Shiva, and Shakti. If Shakti is not there, Shiva is supposed. If that Ikara is not there in Shiva, he is supposed to be Shava. So that Shakti is there in everybody, be it a male or a female. So when you talk about patriarchy, when you talk about all of these fights, you are actually fighting within yourself.
Yeah.
Or you're contradicting the energies inside of you. So when all of the asuric tendencies or gunas come, which is Bhandasura.
Yeah. So
which is Bhandasura. So all of this Ashwaruda, Sampatkari, and Dandanatha, Mantrini, and all of them are the Shakti Sena within you who come to kill that asuric gunas. So these are Devis. So when you actually look within yourself, you have everything to fight, to stand, and to face all of the challenges that are coming. So this is told in a story form, and it is also told in a way that so beautifully you can handle your challenges.
Right.
This is how you deal with your life.
Correct. And this is already there as a guidance.
Yes.
You just have to go find it out.
Implement it in your own life.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get back to the Shakti Sena. There are four key members.
Yes.
Sampatkari, Ashwaruda, Mantrini, and
Dandini or
Varahi.
Sampatkari is the horse battalion which comes out of the noose. The weapon noose that she has on the right hand, forehand. Lalita Tripurasundari, if you see her iconography, she has 4 arms. The back arm has the noose, and then there is a gourd on the left hand, forehand, and then on the front 2 hands, she has got a sugarcane bow, and then she's got a bunch of 5 flowers. So from the 4 hands, she brings out her main warrior goddesses. So Sampatkari, who's the horse battalion, comes out from her noose, and then from the gourd comes the Ashwaruda, the elephant battalion, and from the sugarcane bow comes Mantrini, and from the 5 flower bunch comes the Panchabanam, is what we call it as. That comes out of Varahi comes out of that.
Okay.
So she is the commander in chief. So if you see the iconography, sugarcane bow, bunch of flowers, how powerful are those?
Yeah.
How powerful are those?
Yeah.
But with that, I mean, sugarcane bow and the 5 flowers are actually are the
representation of
are the props of who are the props of Kamadeva.
Okay. Yeah.
So Kamadeva uses these flowers, and he uses this sugarcane bow. So the sugarcane bow, and in spite of Kamadeva having this kind of weapons which are not powerful, look at the power and havoc that he can create in people's mind.
Yeah, the desire basically.
The desire.
Yeah.
And how people go through a lot of things because of that desire. So like that, with this kind of weaponry, she is able to manage the whole the whole war itself. With these weapons, she brings out such powerful Shaktis out of these weapons, and the entire Sena, she has got, she brings out 200, 300 Akshavani Senas for each of them. And finally, she has some 2,500 Akshavani Senas behind her. So when you say Akshavani Senas, it's like, so many thousand horses, so many thousand elephants, and so many thousand chariot, warriors.
Yeah, to give a little bit detail on that, one Akshavani, the ratio, whatever I have read from one of the books, is 1:1:3:5.
Yeah.
Meaning 1 elephant, 3 horses, and 5 foot soldiers. That's the calculation, right? So one Akshauhini Sena started with 21, 21 elephants, then 21 horses, and then the 3 times, then the 5 times of foot soldiers. So it 5 times of 20,000 is like 1,20,000. So that used to be
She had a massive army.
Yeah, massive army. So when you are saying Lalita had 300 Akshauhini Senas, what is the
she had much more than that
more
actually.
than that.
So it was like, little by little she brought them in.
Okay. So what's the kind of real estate that will require? What's that ground? I don't know, maybe like 1,000 kilometers. Like
you instead of looking at it as at a real estate kind of imagination, you can look at it that look at the size of Sena that is required for all that asuric gunas within us.
Correct. So that's what I wanted to ask you. Yes, that needs to be so big. So what's on the other side? Like, what did Bhandasura have?
So Bhandasura also had, Bhandasura had this unique boon that he can create so many number of asuras from his body itself. So from his left shoulder came, from his right shoulder came Vishangan, from his left shoulder came Vishukran. So then he had like 30 odd sons, and then he had again so many Akshauhini Senas. So, and he had all this Maya powers where he could make different yantras and throw it off into the Shakti Sena and make her Sena weak. All of that Maya Leelas and all he also does.
Okay.
So every time he sends one person, he had Kutilaksha in his side. He had like 30 odd ministers or Senapatis he had. Each of them had like 200 Akshauhini Senas. So his Sena was also as massive as hers.
Lalita's. Obviously, that's like a very equal fight.
It was an equal fight. So
I mean, again, the beauty of this is that, again, this war was fought for the sake of dharma.
Yes.
Right? And what we also see is that even within a war, there was dharma that was followed. Right? Like you said, from his left shoulder came what is his name? Vishangan. So for him, the opposite side was...
So from the left, from her sugarcane bow, Mantrini came. So Mantrini fought against him.
And killed him. Yeah, so from left to left and right to right.
So the Mantri fights with the Mantri, the commander-in-chief fights with the commander. Such little things.
Yeah.
So fair war it was.
Correct.
Dandini or Varahi fights with Vishukran. And then he sends those 30 Bandaputras, all of his sons.
Yeah.
And then the little baby form of Lalita, Lalita Tripurasundari, a 9-year-old child comes to fight against the 30 children and she kills the 30 children in like, it was so easy for her.
Correct.
And the entire Sena was awestruck by the way she fought. And then Lalita herself came to fight against Bhandasura, who was the one who was remaining at the end of the whole thing. So it is all equals fought with. If you see the tattva behind this, we say that Vishangan is nothing but our distractions. The sense organs that gets distracted. And if you talk about Vishukran, it is all about attachments that we have towards all these worldly things. Mine, this is mine, that is mine, I want this. So somebody has an attachment over house, property, somebody has attachment over relationships. So these are all attachments, if you see. And if you see the 30 Bandaputras are the 30 tattvas, or we have like 3 places, what we call as Mummalam. So what all dirt or whatever evil things that come out, it comes from 3 different places. 3 into, it comes like in tens. So 3 into 10 is like 30.
Okay.
So 30 different areas, or 3 different areas from which these 10 wrong things, Mada, Matsarya, Krodha, all that comes out. So this Bala comes to fight against all of that. To kill our ego, to kill all our wrong thoughts. So it's, if you see this, all of this it's a whole fight within us.
Right. Yeah. And maybe, I don't know whether this is also right, that when that 30 tattvas come into fight, or so then she takes the form of a child.
Yes.
Is it also a thing that this can be a child's play?
It is a child's
you can
so easily
do it.
Actually do it, but we want her to come and show us. It's like we wait for her to come and show it to us.
Okay.
Or rather, we don't even know that she's showing it to us.
Wow. Amazing. Okay, can we also talk about Lalita herself in this war? What was her representation? So
she, now when we talk about Lalita, Mantrini, Dandini, all of them, the entire Lalita Sahasranama talks about the chariots.
Yeah.
How they represented. If you see in Sri Vidya, we have a practice of doing puja to Sri Chakram. So that is Sri Chakra, that is Bahya Puja. So Sri Chakram is Lalita's Ratham.
Wow.
So there is 9 landings or 9 avarnas in the Sri Chakram.
The Sri Chakram in the Meru form.
Yeah. So there are 9 avarnas. So the 3D form of the Sri Chakra, which is Meru, has got 9 avarnas. So if you see that 9 avarnas, it's the 9 chakras or energy centers of the body itself. So she is representing those 9 energy centers within our body in the form of Sri Chakra. So each landing or each avarna has different yoginis or different Shakti Sena, you can talk about, who are assisting her in the war. So each avarna has so many. So there are like 64 yoginis out there in that. It also says that you can't easily approach Lalita. If you have to see the goddess, you, like how when Krishna showed the Vishwarupa, he had to give the Divya Chakshus to Arjuna. With his eyes, he couldn't have seen that Vishwarupam. Yeah. Similarly, if we have to get to Lalita, or if she has to come personally to us, it is so much more difficult. The radiance is so much that this eye is not enough. So the yoginis are preparing us to see her. They are giving us that Divya Chakshus. So this entire chariot, if you see, 9 avarnas, and the height is like 10 yojana or 10. When you say yojanas, it's like 1 yojana is like 8 to 9 miles.
Wow.
So you can see how big it is in height. And then if you see, it is 4 yojana wide, 4 into 9 miles.
Yeah.
So that wide it is.
36 miles.
And there she is seated in the middle, in the Bindustan, on her chariot, on her simhasanam or the throne, which is very special. And there is this Ananda Dvajam or the flag, which is ecstasy itself has taken the flag form. So when you meditate upon her, the Anandam or Peranandam or Paramanandam, the bliss and ecstasy that you get has transformed into her flag. So that is flying high. That is her chariot. Now if you see her minister, the Mantrini is none other than Rajashamla, Matangi. She is also known as Rajashamla and Matangi. So she is on a chariot which is called Geya Chakraratham. Geya Chakraratarudha Mantrini Parisevita. That is the nama for that. So Geya Chakram, Geya means song.
Okay.
So there is this Geyam Gita in which we talk about. So this Geya Chakram has got 7 landings or 7 avaranas. Now, Geya Chakram is supposed to be a musical chariot.
Okay.
Mantrini is or Raja Matangi is so her play itself is music. So very
she is
musical.
also the form of Saraswati, right?
Saraswati.
Yeah.
She is Saraswati.
Yeah.
Matangi Saraswati. If you see her iconography, she's got the veena. Then she's got the parrot. So that veena represents that she is the Vidya Devi.
So the whole Ratham will look like a Ratham of knowledge, I think.
Knowledge, yes. Okay. And those 7 avaranas represent the Saptaswaras.
Wow.
Saptaswaras, that is why the 7 avaranas. It represents the Saptaswaras. So for her, waging a war is like playing music.
Playing music, okay.
So it is
in
one
war,
song and one war is over.
Wow.
So like that, she is seated on that Geya Chakram. It is also called Spatiratham.
Wow.
So musical chariot. So that is her chariot. And if you look at Varahi or Dandanatha, she is the most fierce goddess.
She has a face of a wild boar.
Wild boar, yes.
Yeah.
She has a face of a wild boar. Her chariot is called as the Kiri Chakraratham. Kiri is the wild boar. So she looks like she has a face of a wild boar. Her chariot is drawn by wild boars. Wild boar is supposed to have a very powerful will and grit. So that is why her chariot is represented like that. Okay. And she is supposed to be the one who very forcefully, will drive sense or will forcefully hit. So that's why she's called Dandanatha. She holds danda.
Okay, she's a hard taskmaster.
Hard taskmaster. Okay. So she's got that danda. So and her Ratham, if you see, has got 5 avaranas.
Okay.
Those 5 avaranas represent 5 senses.
Everything boils down to the same teaching, that control of the senses.
Yes.
And control of things that are you have as tattvas in your body.
We have this Agnya Chakra which represents the mind. So all of these 5 senses are giving messages to the mind with what they see, with what they hear, with what they smell and all of that. So the mind processes it into thoughts. So if you're able to control these senses, what they give, and mind control is Mantrini. When you talk about Mantrini, she's the sugarcane bow which Lalita Tripurasundari holds. It's like she's holding our mind. If you give our mind to her, mind will process good thoughts. If you give your 5 senses to Varahi, or the 5 bunch of roses that the flowers that Lalita has, your senses are controlled.
Yeah.
So if your senses are controlled, your mind is controlled, automatically your thoughts are well processed.
Well processed. You'll have a balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I was trying to say, that Sri Vidya, because Lalita Sahasranama has Sri Vidya in it, it teaches you not to completely discount the senses and then go into a hermit's life. It says better than senses controlling your mind should control your senses.
Exactly.
That's what
mind is supposed to be. It can be a bad boss, and your 5 senses, and it can also be a very good employee. It's a very bad boss, and it's a very good employee.
Okay.
Now, if you are controlling the senses, or if you are controlling the mind, you are the boss.
Yeah.
So it is a good employee.
Yeah.
But if you don't control the mind, your mind will go all over the place and it will become a bad boss. So you are actually under its control.
Right.
So it bosses over you. When it starts bosses over you, bad boss. When you boss over it, it's a very good employee. So
correct. Yeah.
So you win over.
Yeah. With all this equal war footing that happens, finally Bhandasura gets killed. How does that happen?
Yeah, Bhandasura.
One by one, Mantrini kills one of the...
Yeah, Mantrini kills Vishangan, Dandini kills Vishukran, and then now this Bala, little Bala also has got a Ratham. She comes on a Karni Ratham.
Okay.
This Ratham comes out of Lalita herself. Lalita herself makes a Ratham for her. And Bala is the light or the prana of Lalita Tripurasundari. So she comes and kills all those 30 sons of Bhandasura. Now Bhandasura has lost everything. So he is like furious. So he is saying that, a lady with all ladies and with all lady children, young girls, he is fighting. She's fighting and she's killing all of my Shakti Sena. He is so mad.
Yeah, his ego is hurt.
His ego is hurt very badly.
Yeah.
Now he wants to do something. So he creates some Akshavani Senas from his own body. Then he's got one last person, Kutilaksha, who is the Senapati. Then he brings all of them and he fights against Lalita. Now Lalita, she fights with him. So whatever astra he puts, she is putting Prati Astra. So every time he puts one astra, she is putting Prati Astra and she's giving him an equal fight. So then there's a point where she says, okay, this is enough now. Enough of fight is over. So let me kill him. So then she uses the Narayana Astra. She kills his entire relations, his entire family, all the women folk in his Nagaram.
Okay.
He has got this Shunyakam as Nagaram.
Okay.
So she kills all of them in the Shunyaka Nagara. And then she uses Pashupatastram, and then she uses the Kamesharastram to kill him. So finally he is killed with the Mahakamesharastram.
Okay.
Now if you look at the Tattvam here, to kill Bhandasura, now this is what happens with destruction of Asuras or the Asuric Gunas within us. So Bhandasura is supposed to be the Asuric Gunas within us. So when Devi fights, when Lalita fights against that Bhandasura, she makes sure that there is no residue. So she kills everything. She kills his entire family, his Nagaram, everything is empty. There is nothing left over for it to spring out again. So it is completely destroyed. So that is what happens. So she doesn't even leave even one small residue of those gunas within us. That's how she kills and she finishes the whole thing. So that is Bhandasura Vadam. So even when we look at, if you see, we saw the story, we lead to the story of Daksha, where Manmata was made into ashes or burnt into ashes.
And then became Bhandasura.
When the Deva is killed, the Asura comes up there. From that ashes only Bhandasura came. So when Bhandasura dies, Deva has to come.
Okay. The reverse has to happen.
So there is one nama in Lalita Sahasranama itself which says Haranetragdi Sandagda Kama Sanjeevan Aushadhihi. So Lalita gives a rebirth to Manmata from that ashes. So it's like when our Asuric Gunas die, what will come? Deva has to come. So all of our asuric gunas will die and the deva guna in us will overpower.
Okay.
So it is only win-win for us. So when the deva gunas are springing out, wherever we go, we know now we know where we have to approach for our challenges, approach for our asuric gunas to go away completely. We know where we have to go to. So when we do use that, our deva gunas are coming out. So she only brings out that deva gunas by killing. So she doesn't come immediately to kill Bhandasura. What she does, she sends slowly Mantrini, then she sends Dandini, then she sends her Shaktis. She sends her Shakti Sena, then Mantrini, then Dandini, then Bala. So when we actually realize that, okay, one by one they are coming to show me some way, when we realize that, we will not be put into so much of trouble.
Yeah.
So actually when she has to teach it the hard way, we undergo a lot of troubles.
Yeah.
The damages, incidental damages are more.
Yeah. So that also represents the work that goes on.
Yes.
And the work that we also put in.
Yes.
That it's not like a overnight thing that will happen.
The moment one signal is coming, or when we realize that, Shakti Sena is coming, if we surrender, the incidental damages are less. Yes. But like Bhandasura, our ego doesn't allow. Or we'll say, okay, now this is what you did to me. Now let me bring one more. So the asuric gunas keep coming out. So that's when Mantrini has to come, then Dandini has to come, then the Bala has to come. So we don't leave all of those gunas easily.
Right.
It is hard work.
It is hard work, yes.
It is hard work.
Yeah, and it is a lifelong, or probably a longer struggle.
Yes.
That we have to keep working.
First we actually have to accept that,
Yeah.
So many things are there within us.
Yeah.
So for that acceptance to come, it needs a lot of courage.
Correct. Yeah. And yeah.
So when you go as Bhandasura and stand in front of Devi, she is the one who comes. Finally, she has to come.
Yeah.
When still you're not leaving the ego and you're still going to fight with her, is when she comes.
Right.
But when you realize that, okay, all of these Devis are coming, all of this Shakti Sena is coming to teach me that, I have to come out of all this, the incidental damages are more. That's why we are put into a whole lot of struggles.
Yeah. This is so much in depth that I don't know whether people who chant this really understand the depth of all of this. But as you said, Lalita herself understands the levels of...
Even if you chant without knowing the meaning, Ratna Grave, Chinta
I understand that. But if you know the meaning, it is even more not
actually it gives you goosebumps when you chant.
Correct, yeah. I'm not even saying in the amount of grace that she will give, because if you know the meaning. I'm not even saying that. What I'm saying, even for your own rasa, for your own happiness, if you know the meaning and chant it, you will find it is so satisfactory to do
exactly.
that.
You don't even have to ask for anything.
Yeah, it is so satisfying. It is so blissful to even know that depth. And
it's like, she is in layers. We are actually unraveling the mystery behind what she is, who she is, where she resides.
Yeah, it's truly a
so it's like, you are actually seeing her physical form, duality, then slowly you're looking at her as if she is within you. So that physical form, then the Bhandasura Vadam, which is she's detoxing your body. All that asura gunas are going out, and slowly her Sukshma Swarupa you're able to see. Sukshma Swarupa is where? Within you. So only after all of this Vadam, she reveals herself within you.
Then
so
only
if she has to reside within you, or she's already within you, to realize that she's within you,
then only that progress will happen.
Wow. Then only from duality to non-duality will come. Dvaita to Advaita will come.
Beautiful. This is truly a literary artwork which is a masterpiece.
Yes. and given by Vagdevi, so it has to be a masterpiece.
Yeah. And one more thing is that it is not patented.
No, it's not. Yeah.
It's open source.
Yes.
It's not like, unlike the Western philosophers or Western things teach us, that if I discover something or invent something, I patent it and put my name into it. There is nothing like that. This is all open source. Anybody can access, yes. Anybody can chant, and anybody can realize. Yeah. That is the beauty.
There's no rule that, so and so can't chant.
Yeah.
Ladies can't chant.
Yeah, we'll talk about that definitely. Who, what, how, and all that. We'll probably do it in the next episode.
Okay.
Next segment. So this was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And once again, Sri Matre Namaha.
Sri Matre Namaha.